Well, we're back in a hotel. Last week was RLCS, this week is TwitchCon, and I traveled today and I've been messing around with the drums in this little groove. I do like this sound. I really love this little Radiohead drum and bass thing. We changed up a little bit of the chord chop here, moved some notes around there, and mainly we just worked on drums. Previously, we just had kind of two loops going, these two guys. This was like our whole percussion, and I'd been saying since the beginning that I wanted to replace this one entirely because it's just such an obvious Splice sample. So we pulled in a flute break from our sample, the Blue Martens sample pack that we got off the internet with a whole bunch of drum and bass stuff in it from their break section here. We chopped it up and put it around in a few different spots. And then we also got a new kick sample. This is the kick we're using more now. I'm kind of layering it with this. And also the new snare. And all of these combined to make some pretty decent little drums. Bounced a few things to audio, added a hi-hat in the second section, a few other things. Here, I'll just play through. Tell me what you think. We have a few moments percussion-wise where we do a few fun things with like adding little extra snare hits or kick hits, things like this. You know, we kind of have on this kick track here is normal, and then this kick track here is the same as this one, but just with a high cut here. So the first one is a little bit more sharp, and then the other one's a little bit more muted, just to give a little bit of a difference there. So it'll just be the exact same thing hitting you in the face 4 times. But I messed around with a lot of different things, tried a few different break beats. I also tried side chaining the break beats into different time shaper envelopes that I would then play through and could kind of like change the MIDI notes to change which ones they are. It did not sound good. I could not find a chop that sounded good, so I just ended up just grabbing the sample, kind of doing it the old way, where I would just listen through and be like, I want something to change here, and then going and taking it and dragging it around. So things like this, where it's like that little bada at the end there, you know, was something we made. And then, you know, over here, these little chopped up areas where I wanted to go da a few times in a row. So small things like that just it takes a lot of like listening through it and be like, here's where I want it to change, then going and changing it and listening through it again and be like, no, not quite right, moving it back, and then listening through it a third time, being like, okay, this is correct, and then moving on, finding a new spot, and then doing that again, you know. Our little hi-hats here in the second section, they're going back and forth. We've got them pitched up a little bit and a bit crushed, and also there's a channel EQ just to pull the tops down just a little bit so they're a little bit less sharp. We are also with the snare drum, as we go into the second section where I want it to be a lot more full. With the snare, we fade up a high cut there, so it's kind of a subtle thing, but it does make the snare just sharper there in the second section. Yep, that's all I had time for today. I'm enjoying where this is going. I do still want to put a vocal on top of this, but I'm gonna wait until I'm not working in a hotel room to do that. So that's all I have time for today. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.